Alright guys, welcome to the stream. I am a grease monkey and so are you if you're here because you want to use the blender. It's very good to see you. It's very good to be back. I missed last week, but I'm back in action. I'm still getting ready here. I just sat down. Woo! Hopefully everybody is doing well. I don't even have blender up. Let me this is how these streams start, right? I'll have it marked at the bottom for I have it marked at the bottom for so we can easily get through this. These live streams can be about 2 or 3 hours long, so if you're new here, just know that I do these every Saturday, 5:30 Eastern. I've been thinking about changing the time. We'll see. Make sure I'm still in camera here. Oop, there we go. There we go. And yes. So welcome to the stream. Today I'm going to be working on, and let me just open this up here. This little intro blend. This will be the intro. Today I'm going to be working on an animatic that I've been working on. I did a little sketch, and I'm going to did the storyboard animatic, like I just drew it out. Still learning how to really get good with the drawing, and I'll show you that now, and then transferring into 3D. So let me show you. The animatic it should be here somewhere. Here it is. All right, so this is the one that I originally drew. We'll go step by step. It starts off with like a city scene. We're looking at our main character building. And then as we go, a helicopter comes in with somebody in it holding on. The door's already open. We're going to go through and the helicopter's going to come in over the building. The character, the woman in this case, is going to be coming, is in the middle. I'm going to have to show you the update because I got some notes from the Legend Spitfire. Always a great help he is. Anyway, so they come in from the helicopter, come in the middle. They turn on like these little visors or goggles on. They look down at the building. They do a little scan. Boop, 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 boop. They find the target. 4th floor. So she has like maybe I was thinking about having like some sort of device on her chest or maybe on her hands. I think chest just makes it the easiest. Maybe a neck. We'll work on that later. She activates it. Boom. She turns into like some like Ghost in the Shell type of thing, right? So now she can like phase through walls or floors. And then she goes in, she dives down, and she goes all the way down, and then she does like a superhero landing, and she lands. So that's basically the gist of it. And then throughout this stream, I'll show the notes that Spitfire gave me. But yeah, so the first scene, as you saw, was this city right here, right? So this is what we're probably going to be working on most of this stream right here. We're going to do this city scene. I'm going to get it. I'm going to do some preliminary colors that I like to use, and go from there. I drew this in Krita with the animation little panel thing. And yeah, so before the stream, what I did was I did a lot of heavy lifting so I can do at least figured out some issues so I can have some fun stuff during this stream, and not have to sit here in silence trying to figure out some problems. So I'll just put it into this render for you to see it. So, and let me make some of these things invisible. There we go. Invisible. Okay, so yeah, so what we have here is the city. Obviously, this is not going to be final colors. I was just having a little fun with it. We have the city here, and let me make this full screen so you can see the whole thing here. Okay, so we have the city here, and then we're flying through. And what's cool about this city is there we go. Let me scroll up. There you go. What's cool about the city is this city is actually a city in Tokyo. So I didn't model any of this. What I did was I basically extracted this from like Google Maps. or like it's called Open Maps, but I'll show you that add-on now. So I extracted this. This is a city subsection of Tokyo somewhere. So these buildings are technically a representation of an actual Tokyo dense population. I chose Tokyo because of the density. And I also, what else was going on here is I have real-time fading of the city in the viewport here, right? So like so I can control the color of this fog, and it's all done through the world shader here. So it's not done in post or in compositing or anything like that. And I can control how much fog there is. You see, I can take away the fog, I can bring it in, it can get real foggy in here. And I can also control the color of the fog, which is pretty neat. I worked this all out, all last minute. See, I can flip the colors where the forefront is more pink and the fog is blue. And I control that all here, which is pretty neat. This could be any color, you know, red, green, blue. Really set that vibe. Another cool thing is that since it's a fog, the lights affect it too. So I can make the light a different color and it'll affect the entire scene here. The background is also it's just black. That's why we have these harsh lights here. But that's the basic gist of like this entire city scene before we start adding in the helicopter and putting in that stuff. So that's boom, the end of the intro there. You know what I'm doing. I have a city. And I'm just gonna go, since I already did all this heavy lifting afterwards or beforehand, I'm going to go step by step. Set overview on how to get to this point, right? So first things first, let me go into our regular render here, or our regular scene, and look, you can see the entire city here, right? So we'll start here, right? So first question is, you know, how did I get the city in here, right? So the way I got the city in here is I have this add-on and it's called OSM, and let me see if I can show you the name and the website for you to see it. Link is also in the description. I believe I put it in there. OSM. So it's called Blender OSM, right? And it says one-click download and import. Let me open this up here. And import OpenStreetMap, terrain, satellites, imageries, and web maps. Hello, Ferd. Good to see ya. Good to see ya. So I have this add-on OSM to import a city, right? So all I did was I'm like, okay, so what's really neat about this add-on? Link is in the description, and it's free. They have like a free version. So here it is: Blender OSM OpenStreetMap terrain for Blender 0. You know, obviously you should definitely support it or buy the premium one. And you can export stuff from a website called Open Maps, which is kind of like Google Maps, right? So what I did was I got the add-on, I installed it, right? And then I hit select here. Let's see if it opens up. Boom. And then what it does is it opens up this map. This is on, I think this is the developer's website here. You know, Blender OSM, blah, blah, blah. So what I did was, I know where Tokyo is. I looked this up before. So I zoomed in, right? And Tokyo is around here somewhere, right? And then what I did was I hit show selection triangle. So here it is. And then I scroll down here. And what I did is I found, because if you make this like way too big, like it like takes forever to load and it crashes and stuff. So I did it by 5 kilometers by 5 kilometers. So I try to make a square 5 kilometers by 5 kilometers. So we're at 1210 right here. You can see here on the right or the left. We'll shrink it down some more. That's 7 by 7. So we're almost at 5.5. There we go. Let's just say it's that, right? So here's the square, right? So I basically choose the square. And I think, if I remember correctly, I chose somewhere around this area. I wish I knew the exact name of this Tokyo city. But I just chose an area, and I was like, all right, cool. This area looks good. Looked it up beforehand. Then it gives you these coordinates, right? And these coordinates, it's what I'm going to be inputting into the add-on. So I hit copy here. So boom, copied. And I go here, and I click paste, right? When I hit paste, it'll put in the numbers. There they are. Ooh, they're really close. So I definitely picked a a close area. And then from there, I choose, import buildings. I did water objects. I also did all these, but I ended up deleting most of it, right? So then I selected all these, and I didn't touch anything else. Import server, blah, blah, blah. And I hit import. It took like a solid minute for this to get in here. And then once that minute passed, boom, I had this little subsection of the city that I picked out of this add-on. It's a very neat add-on. So, because like, before when I was trying to figure out how to make a city, I want to tell the story, I want to get in, so I wanted to skip this. So I just picked a dense population city, imported it, and it imports all the buildings. Every little block here is like a building and represented in Tokyo. And what's great is that now I have kind of like the basic structure of what a city really looks like, because it's a real city. And then I can pick and choose these buildings, and I can add to it, subtract, and really start editing it. So I think it's a good starting point. So the way I got the city is with this add-on. Took it from OpenStreetMaps, downloaded the objects, imported it in. It's a beautiful thing, right? So that is the first thing I did. That's how I got the city in here, right? And it's neat because if you go into the camera here, let's get rid of this. You can really set up some shops here, right? You can like go in, we can go down to the street level. If we set up the thing here, boom, you have so many neat things here. We can go to the camera. We could set up the camera settings. Let's say we want let's go an analog 35 millimeter, go classic. This just kind of changes the frame. I guess it simulates these cameras. An Area Alexa, the reds. So let's do a 35 millimeter, right? So we set that up, and there's our camera. We have it set, and now we can control. And what I'm doing is, I should put in my screencast keys here. There it is. All right, so what I'm doing is doing shift, and then I think this is side tick or tilde, the tilde button it's right next to your one. I hit shift in that, and then I can control this like a first person camera. So I'm hitting WASD, and I'm scrolling to increase the sensitivity, and I can really pick a certain section here. So that's how I got the city in here, and that's how I set up the camera. For this camera, I also set up, so for the camera, I set up the clipping to be at 10,000. Normally this is set at about 1,000. So like you can't see anything. So I'll show you what that looks like, right? So here's a camera. We'll set up the camera here. And we'll set it up to 1,000. You see how it's basically cut off, right? So this is how far it looks until it clips. Since I basically got 5 by 5 kilometer square, it's pretty big. You know what I mean? So I at least need 5,000 meters, which would be 5 kilometers, I believe. But I do 10. I do 10. Boom, I can see everything. You also have to change this in your viewport, in the view section here. Set the clipping also to 10,000. So I set both of those at 10,000 because we're working with some big stuff here. And that's how I set up the camera. The next thing I set up that I think is very important is the color. What's it called? The color management. So the color management usually is when you open up Blender fresh. You metric like a boss. Yes, I did the metric conversion. So yes, it's actually much easier than our dumb America units. And thank you, Alexander. thank you. I'm trying to impress people around the world. So the second thing we need to do is color management, right? So for the color management, right, when you open up Blender, it starts off at Filmic. And look how Filmic looks. Let me put everything at normal. I think it starts off like this. So you can see that the colors are a little washed out. So the reason it's on Filmic is because I think Blender's like trying to do like some, I don't know, realistic colors for like VFX or live action, or making things look realistic with the cycles with the cycles engine and stuff. So you got to make sure to change it to standard so you can get crispier colors, and then you can have fun with the look and put, I want it to look very contrasty. So if I put very high contrast, boom, I get like these colors that like pop and it cuts and stuff. So make sure to set up your color management to work for this, and or to your liking, I should say. Just something to think about for your color management is using standard for some crispier colors, changing the contrast. You can even do some neat stuff where you can like put the exposure up and then you can put the gamma down. You can do weird stuff like that, or put the gamma up and put the exposure down. Let's put the gamma all the way up, right? And then, and you can just mess with this. If you ever want to reset any like little bar in Blender, put your mouse over it and hit backspace, and that'll reset things to, I guess, what Blender thinks is the default numbers. Sometimes it doesn't give you good stuff, right? So there we are. So we got the colors, we got the camera settings, we got the city in here, and our city's all inside of this setting here. So let's see, the next thing I want to talk about, also in the camera settings, last thing, is the viewport display. I have passport out. I have it to 1. If you put it to 0, you see the things outside of the camera. If you go to 1, you see the stuff, it blocks out the side. I like to have it that way so I can really see my frame. Okay, Fred says this might be a good segue for using OpenXR in another tut for compositing. Absolutely. I haven't done a lot of compositing after Blender, but I have tested the ins and out of OpenXR, and it's definitely a superior file format. It has like all the layers. It's amazing. It's amazing stuff. I've used it a couple times for like After Effects and transferring stuff to After Effects. Anyway, passe part out, and you said pass part 2. Okay, cool. So we set up the camera, we got the city in, I showed you the add-on, it's in the description, told you about the color management settings. I'm gonna do an individual tutorial for some of this stuff. So anyway, color management for that. The next thing you're probably curious about is the in-camera fog, and this took me a bit to figure out, but I'm so happy to have it. Usually to create a fog like this that kind of fades out in the background, you need to have and it's just cool flying around the city here. So usually to get this type of fog, right, you need to have do it in compositing, right? So you render out the thing and do it in the compositor afterwards and stuff. But I figured out how to do it in camera using some nodes, right? And I know nodes can be scary, but let me go through the process of setting this up. So let me set up a camera in a nice spot here. Let me slow it down and bring it in. There we go. This is hi, Burn here. How you doing? Doing well. Thank you for stopping by. We're going through these steps. Went through a lot already, but we're gonna be going through the fog now, right? All right. So this is how I attain the fog in viewport, right? And it be dynamic, right? So let's start breaking this down. So the first thing you need to do is you have to set up this in the world shader. So what you do is you go to your shader tab. So if we were going to start from the beginning, you pull up this tab here in this little corner, pull it up, change this to the shader nodes, right? And then in the shader nodes on the right, you can either do object or world. We're obviously affecting the world here, so we'll go to world. Boom. I already have the shader set up, but let me show you what it normally looks like. This is usually what it looks like. It'll be a background with a color, right? So if we put the color up, you see the background's gray. You can control how bright it is, and that is how this works, right? And that's not what we want, right? So the first thing we want to do is what we want is a fog, right? So let's set up the fog. And what you do is you get a principal shader, right? So you do Shift A, shader, principal volume is what we want. So you click on that and you'll get this principal volume. We'll insert that here, right? Boom. All right, boom. There's fog everywhere. It's almost like unusable, right? So let's set up the density and let's lower it. And I just want to show you how this fog works, right? So I'm gonna hold Shift so I can go on smaller increments, and you can see that I'm controlling the fog, right? And that's all good and stuff, but it's not going back to the city, right? So the fog's just going barely the distance, and I want a lot more control over it, right? So I want to control the density, and what I did was I got a gradient texture, and I put the texture coordinates to the camera. So the fog is going to be affected by the position of the camera. So I put the camera as the object here, put it into here. And then this is like a little bit special here. I had to put 90 degrees on X and 90 degrees on Z, and I'll show you what that means, right? So let me put it just normally here. Density. Okay, so let's see if I can get out of the camera. You can see, you can look at this fog, right? The reason it's stopping right at that line, right, is because it's being the texture coordinates are coming from the camera. So that's technically, I know exactly where the camera is. The camera is, let's see if I can get close to it, is right there. And that's where the fog stops, right? I think that's like so neat, right? And the reason we have to set the rotation is because that decides how the fog is being affected, right? So if I put it to 0, you can see how the fog is rotating right to the top, like if it's coming from above. And then if you do the Z, you can see that it's rotating around the camera, right? But we always want it in front of the camera. That's why it's at -90. So make sure you have a texture coordinate. It's being affected by the camera. That's why you see this split here. We know exactly where the camera is. This has to be 90 and -90. I put it at the gradient texture because that's what makes these numbers work. If you don't have this gradient texture, for some reason it's like 45 degrees. I don't know. It's just some weird numbers, right? And then I put this texture into a color ramp and into a divide. And that's what gives us the control. These two things... Oops. These two things is what's giving us the control here, right? Look at that. Boom. It looks beautiful now. So the first thing is the control we need is this color ramp. So this color ramp, we leave this at black, right? We can obviously change this to a higher color, but it has to stay black. The first one has to be black. The second one, you have everything at 0 and you control things by the vibrance. So let me go into the camera. And you can see by clicking on this and holding Shift and we drag here, you can see I can make the fog thicker and thinner by making the number lower, you see? And that's how we affect that, right? So let's reset that. And then I use the divide because I don't want to go into this color all the time and affect it. So I use the divide to affect it there, right? So I have a very low number. It's black, and near black, it's like so near. It's 0.02 vibrance. And then a divide, and that's what really brings out the control into this, and that's how I control the fog, and that's how the fog is made, right? The reason I do it this way, and the reason I think this is neat, right? Like if I just showed you again this section here, the reason this is neat is because it's not rendering or computing the fog behind the camera, it's only doing it in front of the camera, right? So when I first did this, right, I was having so much trouble figuring this out and why it wasn't working, right? Until, you know, obviously I have it here now. I was trying to figure out why it wasn't working. And the reason it wasn't working is because you have to change some settings in your settings here on your scene settings, right? So you have to go down to volumetrics. And the reason it wasn't working is because this volumetrics has a start and an end. And its ends was so low, right? Because we're right now at a 5 kilometer section of city, and this was set to 100. Let's see what it looks like when it's set to 100. You see? So this whole time I'm like trying to figure out, I'm like, these nodes should work. These nodes should be functioning. And the issue was is that this volumetrics end has to be kind of as far as the distance that you can see. So I put it at 10,000, the same as the clipping that we put on the camera and things like that, right? So 1, 2, 3, and boom. Now we have something that works. So for the volumetrics, for the density, you have to have this like node set up as I walk through. Texture coordinates affected by the camera, so it doesn't affect it's not rendered behind the camera. It's only affecting the front of it. We rotate it so it's always in front of the camera. We have this color ramp. We have a texture gradient texture on linear, and then we have a color ramp that the first one is black and this one is near black, and then we put a divide on clamp, and then we change the values, and that's how we affect the this is how we affect the fog, right? And then we put that into the density, and then that's a beautiful thing. And then the settings in the scene tab here, little camera, is we set the end to 10,000. That is the distance that we're using, and you would change that distance for you'll change that distance for how big your scene is, right? So if we had a really small scene, this you can obviously change this, and this can be affected differently and stuff. So that is how you do the setting up the density of the fog. And hello, Evelyn, good to see you. All right, and then so the next thing I want to do, right? The next thing I was like, oh, I want to be able to control the colors. Like, can I control the fog in the distance and the fog close up? So right now the color is just a color that I pick here. So I can pick any color. You know, we got blues, reds. You know, we can make a real dark city here, like Lumen City. I think pretty cool, right? So to set the color, right, what I did was I kind of just copied this, right? I copied the same exact thing. I made a new one, except for when the color ramp is here. See, it's even at 90 here. The color ramp, I just choose my color. So same thing. So copy these nodes, copy it, put it up here, change the colors to you want, and then that's how I affect the colors here, right? And you can see these colors are now affected, right? It's affecting the distance in the back and what's close up now. And Spitfire, good to see ya. Jumping in and out, but hey yo. Always good to see the legend here. Alright, so I have the colors here, and you can see that I can affect the foreground color, right? So you can see that this is like, let's say, red. And I can affect the background, which is pink right now. But if I flip it, you can see that this is red, and this is more like a purple color, right? So I'm affecting the color. I can even put this on constant, so you can get a real difference here. You can see, actually it probably doesn't affect it too much. It just has two colors, right? Let's put it back on linear. There we go, and that's how I affect the colors. I think I like to be able to control the fog in the distance and in the foreground, two different colors, right? So cool, we have these two colors affecting the front and the back. You can see we can flip them, blue and red, and I love it. I love it a lot. And then the next thing is you have to make sure that your background is black. Because if you have it white, now it's affecting the geometry here. So if you wanted even more control, right? If you wanted these to be a different color, because right now what they're being affected by is the color of the fog and the color of the material. So let me see if I can choose the buildings. And the materials right now are orange, but we can obviously set them to different colors like that. Or we can change the colors by coloring the world, the background here, a different color here too, right? So if I fly through this like this, you can see I have a lot of control over this as well, right? So I can control the buildings through there. But to keep it less complicated, I'll have that taken off, and I'll make sure to just affect these building colors here and have nuance control over these things. Honestly, this might look, this looks kind of fun too, right? It's a little bright though, and that's because this background's a little bright, so we can add in the color there. right? And I get more of a nice gradient effect. Like even if I like render this, you know, I just like that I can really vary up, really vary up the colors here. So I think that's really neat. All right, so that's how I set up the colors. I'll leave this out for right now, unless I wanted to change it to a color, right? Yeah. All right, so okay, so that is how I set up this fog. This is how I control it. I think it gives that vibrance that I've been wanting. And it's all in the viewport, and I don't have to wait for it. It even has these nice shadows. So let me see some settings here. What if I did volumetric shadow? Look at that. What is happening here? I put volumetric shadows just to see what would happen here. And it's even darker. Let's see what that looks like. Interesting. Anyway, we'll take out volumetric shadows for now. And yeah. And you know what? Okay, so then that's basically all the explanation of the fog, the camera, the city, camera settings, and color settings. I'll have those all marked at the bottom, so hopefully some passerbys can check it out and stuff. Okay, so now it's time for me to just continue and play forward. And move on. Let's see. So let's go to hue, saturation. I just want to check out some things here. Oh man, messing with the principal volume here is pretty cool, because then I can make it look like it's coming from a certain direction. Oh my god, it's from the sky! Look at that. That's rad. That's looking so cool. Anyway, let me set it back to 0. Set this emission. Can I set this emission to like something crazy? I mean something super small, 001. But can I do 0001? That's probably too small. 0.0005. Pick a color here. Maybe I can actually put this into the emission colors. That's interesting too. Okay, enough messing around. Let's continue on what I was doing here. All right, let's see. This looks like a meteor's about to hit. Which is pretty cool. Okay, cool. So, all right. So we got. I can just play with these settings all day, man. Can't sit here and do that. Some things I want to try out. Let's see if I can put in what it looks like to put in a point light here, like just in the air. We'll put that into like something crazy, like barely even see that light. Let's see if we can set it to something crazy. There it is. Alright. Very interesting. Okay, so let's start on building out what I want to do here. So let's open up our video file. Alright, so this is what I drew. And I drew it to be like a city. And there's like a building here, and the helicopter comes in. So let's find something that feels like this. We could definitely add this building in afterwards. It can be our hero building. But let's see if we can find in some good, like a good, you know, just a good looking spot here. And we can do that just by exploring this little Tokyo city I already put in here. Alright, so there's like a flickering going on. I think it has to do with just the rendering of this thing. There it is. I took viewport denoising off. I think it happens when the viewport denoising is on, because it's like, you know, denoising it and stuff. But we're gonna just take this off for now. We're gonna save. Alright, so let's find a part of the city that looks nice. Let's fly through this. Let's be a fly through the wall. Oh, there's a couple things I want to fix here. I have the ground floor here as a certain color. I definitely need it to be, you know, I could pick the color here. What if I put it metallic? Nope. What if I did it like the pink color that's already here, right? There you go. Just so it's not black and we can see some stuff here. And then for this water, I'm gonna change the color here. We're going to use the nodes. We'll make it blue, but like a dark blue. We'll put the roughness in here. Or should it just be fully rough? Yeah, let's just do fully rough, no specular, just so it's its own thing there. Also, I'm gonna open up a second window here so I can see what this looks like while we're flying without any of the stuff. So let's take off all the stuff. There we go. Okay. All right, we're saving. We're gonna go through. So what we're doing now is we're looking for an interesting scene. We're just looking for an interesting scene here, and because we're trying to emulate this first shot here. Oops. All right, I have like a highway here, right? I think that's like an interesting thing. It kind of leads the eye to this. Maybe I can figure out how to use the river. I don't want to build a highway, even though I could, but I'd rather not. So let's see if we can find something that's kind of similar to this, while keeping in mind that I can add that building somewhere. So let's look in this direction. I mean, in this viewport here. There we go. Okay. Let's see if I can find a good spot. So there's the river. Here's the city. I'm going to put a matte cap on this. And just so I can see this a little better. try a different mat cap here. Alright, we'll do this mat cap. Okay, so let's look for a spot here. Let's also pick the lens here. Let's do 18 millimeters. Let's do a wide lens. So we're at the edge here. So let's not go by the edge. Here's the river. I think that's an interesting look here. Maybe we can make this building or make a bigger building here. Or make it one of these thin rivers. So let's do this one. There we go. There's also a river here we can use. This is a little better. All right. All right, so let's look at our reference again. All right, we're going at an angle here. So this can be that highway. We're right at the edge of the city over the river. Maybe we could put a building here. So I'm gonna shift right click, and I'm gonna add in a cylinder. You cannot see it, but it is there. Let's see if we can zoom up on it. There he is. So we're gonna move this. Oh no, we're not gonna do anything. We're gonna set the vertices down to, what is this building that I drew? It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's an 8. So let's put 8 here, right? There it is. Good stuff. And then we're going to go to we're gonna put the thing on the bottom here, the origin, so I can scale it up correctly. So the 3D origin. All right, we're gonna go back into our camera. Oh, did my camera not stay? Gosh darn it. All right, let me set it up again. There we go. Okay. So let's bring the cylinder up here where I can see it. And we're gonna scale it up. All right, there. It's looking great on our left side there. Okay, so now let's go into our edit mode. We'll bring it up. This is gonna be a big building. There it is. Maybe we'll do a little rotation here, so I can get a glint of that light. Actually, maybe I can just control the light here. So let's get the light. We're gonna rotate it. How should the shadows be pointing? Should the shadows be in? I think it looks pretty good here. Alright, let's move this guy around. Also, let's bring him down a bit. I think he needs to really look like he's a part of this over here. Alright, there we go. Alright. There we go. On my camera, I'm gonna set up composition guides. I'm not gonna follow it. I just need to see them. I can barely see them, honestly. But you know, just roughly in that area. All right. And maybe. Oh my God, that was huge. Is my snapping on? What is happening here? Oh, I just have to hold shift. Okay, so it could be maybe it should be like a thin building. I mean, this building's huge. I think it's like the biggest building here, right? Like if we look at these buildings, much bigger than I think almost every building here. All right. So I think that's pretty good. I think it's within frame. And we could put it right here. Maybe we can rotate it. There we go. Catch a little glimpse of that. Okay, so let's look at it again. So this building looks like thin. Maybe we should make it thin too. All right, so let's make it thinner. Oh my God, I have to hold shift, hold shift, hold shift. There we go. Okay, so we'll bring this up a little more. And maybe we can position it a little better here. Great. So there's a couple things I want to do. I want to put this light and the camera into another collection. Oops. Get out of that. In another collection called Utility. Just so I have everything in the same place. So the camera and there, utility, and then this is imported map of Japan. Great. Okay, cool. So I have the building. I think it's at the right height. I know I shouldn't be messing with light stuff, so I'm gonna put sun. And I just want to see if I added in a second light, it gets really bright, which kind of looks cool. You know what I mean? It has like a airy, smoggy look. But if I rotated this other lights, also I can't see these lights. I'm gonna put these lights so I can see them. So I'm gonna put the cursor to that building. So I right click and I hold shift and right click it so the cursor goes there, and I hit I select my my sun. I'll hit shift S and I'll put selection to cursor. I just need to see it there. I know it's like super almost not visible there. Same thing with this one, selection to cursor. I'll bring this here. Okay, and then I can rotate this. We'll do it from here. There it is. And it doesn't have to be this strong, so let's bring it down to 1. Just getting some more detail in the shadow, so it's not so contrasty there. Anyway, this is this is all just small stuff. I just like to look at it while I work on. I'm gonna change all these colors later on. We could just change it to any color. You can see on the left there. All right, so now what we need is the helicopter, right? We have our building, we have our city. It looks relatively okay. Our sun, let's see if it's in the great position. We'll rotate it. You can see that the shadow, you know, maybe the sun should be hitting it directly like this. Here, our building doesn't have the building material, so I'll put the same building material on it. There we go, so it's not white. And you can see that our sun, you know, should the shadows go with it? Yeah, I guess it should light it up. There we go. There we go. We can also change the angle of the sun so it could be softer. But no, we're gonna put it at 0 just for now. You know, we're setting up the mood right now. Okay, so we got that. Now we need the helicopter. So I went on to this website called CG Trader and I downloaded a free helicopter. Let's see if I can show the information here. Model helicopter. Yeah, this model, just so everybody knows, is from this guy, Berenger Emmanuel. I downloaded it from CG Trader. I guess that's his website. Hopefully it's not a bad website. But that's where I got this. He made it into a blend file. I'm gonna save this. And I'm gonna open up his blend file. It's gonna open up a second blender for me. Grease Pencil has some performances improvements in 3.2. Apparently I have yet to try. Oh man, I'm excited for that. Excited to see that. I'm excited for some shadows. I can't wait for your full analysis, since you actually work with projects that are like you know, much more Grease Pencil intensive. I'm just now going to be getting into that type of stuff. All right, so let me go back to this. Let me go and create a layout. There we go. Right now, so I'm in the blend file that I got. What I'm doing is I'm going to combine all this into one object and then just color it. Look at all this, a lot of pieces. I don't care for these pieces. Let's see what this looks like. Let's put in a sun real quick. And I may be using a toon shader. We'll see how this works here. Let's see if anything has a modifier on it. Does not. Good. I'm gonna select it all and hit Control J. So now this is all one piece. And this one piece is looking good. We'll obviously animate some of this stuff later. But I got it all in one piece. Let me erase all these collections. Delete. 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 Even delete the sun for now. Great. So all these are in one piece. I'm also going to make sure I hit Alt-N. So I'll make sure the normals are all correct. So recalculate outside. Good stuff. And let's see if I can even open these doors. Can I open these doors? I can. So all I'm doing is going in the face mode by hitting 3, hitting L. That selects all the pieces. Let's see what this looks like. Alright, I gotta fix some of this stuff in here. Not fix, but you get it from my needs. It's 1:22 or 12:22 in Germany. Good night. Good night. Have a good night. Burned. Have a good night. All right, let's get these pieces. Oh man, what is happening? All right, so let me grab all these pieces and separate the door, so I at least have the door. So I'm going to grab this by the Y by 1. There we go. I'm gonna grab this. This is some nitty-gritty stuff here. Grab by the Y by 1.5. Grab by the Y1. There we go. There we go. We can now see inside of here, which is what I want. Alright, and then I'm going to grab these, and I'm going to separate by selection. I'm going to call this Heli underscore door dot R. It's the right door. Alright. And then I'm going to go to the other side, do the same thing. So let's grab this door. I'll hit G by -1. I'll grab this. Just hitting L. Grab Y, -1. And then select all this. And hit P by selection. I'm going to copy this same name and do this one L. So left door, right door, we'll call this helicopter main. Beautiful. Bam, bam. Left, right door. And do I need this? See this inside. What is this thing? What is it? Alright, I'm gonna erase this face so I can see through it. This face so I can see through it. And these faces here. And then I'm wondering if I need these seats. Maybe I do. Doesn't matter. I'm getting too nitty gritty here. So I'm gonna put these doors back where they were. So let's bring this relatively to 0. I'm gonna make sure that the cursor is, sorry, I'm gonna right click, hit the origin, put it to mass of the volume there. Same thing here, right click, set origin to the volume, and then I'm going to pick both of these. I'm gonna go into the location, the tools, locations, because I'm gonna scale it, but I don't want them to get bigger or smaller. Just want them to close. Oh man, are they not even? Alright, doesn't matter. Trying to show you cool tricks, and they're not even useful. Okay, cool. So we have our doors, which are great. We have our thing, our helicopter, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna put this into a collection called helicopter, and then we're gonna import it, and then we'll move on with our lives onto our original scene. All right. There we go. Helicopter, heli door left, heli door right, the main thing, and then we'll color it in there to see what's gonna work for us. All right. So we're gonna save that. I'm gonna close it. I'm gonna call this helicopter. There we go. And I'm gonna import this helicopter into this scene. I could link it, but I think for this particular case, I'm just gonna shove it in here so I can control it. All right, back at it. So we got our scene, we got this, and as we play forward, we see that we have the helicopter come in, and then it flies to the building there. The building obviously needs lights and more work, but we're just gonna get the bare bones down as we're going, right? So there we go. Also, let me fix my camera real quick. There we go. Okay, so yeah, we have the camp, we have the building, we have the city, we have the fog I like, and we have the helicopter coming in. All right, so let's get the helicopter in here. So where I want the helicopter to spawn, right? Spawn's like a video game term, but where I want it to come in is near my camera. So let me get my camera. Let me select it. Hit the numpad. I'm gonna hit cursor to selected. Oh my god. I'm gonna do something here. I'm gonna set it so it rotates. So when I rotate the camera, it rotates around the object I select. Since my world is so huge, it is getting pretty annoying. So it's around here. Navigation. Orbit around selected. Okay, there we go. So now I can orbit around the camera instead of like around crazy stuff, right? So here's my camera, orbiting around it. We're doing good. There we go. Okay, so my cursor is at the camera there, and that's where I'm gonna import my my helicopter. So let's go file, not my helicopter, but you know what I mean. Append. We're gonna look into my models, media model, keep it organized. Helicopter blend. We'll do collection and we'll do helicopter, and we'll hit append. And I don't know where my helicopter is. There it is. Let's see where the helicopter is. For some reason, oh, thank you. It's letting me know I'm live right now. All right, so we're gonna right click, set origin to volume. All right, I'm also going to parent the doors to the helicopter, so let's do that. I just hold shift and I select the helicopter, and then I select the doors. I hit Control P, object, great. So now these are all affected. Anyway, so I'm gonna do selection of cursor. Now our helicopter's here. Let's rotate this. This is some weird stuff here. All right, there we go. Now we can start setting up the scene. All right, where I'm looking at the left side. What I want is this. I want it to cross this. I may put this on a curve to move, right? So I want the helicopter to come in, left side, start pushing through, right?
Yeah.
There's our helicopter. We'll bring it down. Right. And there's something I want to do. Alright, so in this helicopter, which is in the wrong place, it should be in here in this collection. In this helicopter, I'm going to make my doors invisible so I can see through it. There are these like little circles here I don't like. Let me get rid of them real quick. Easy L, 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 L. Just hitting L. Putting my mouse over it and hitting L.
Yo.
L, 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 L. Okay. Vertices done. Alright, let's go back in. Let's go to our door. Okay. Okay, so we have our helicopter. It's coming in, and everything seems to be going okay. What is the normal thing for this? That way. Okay. Okay. So I think what I want to see if I could do is, can I set this helicopter up on a curve and then fly in an interesting way? Right, so let me set up a curve. It's gonna be a kind of interesting to set up here. So the building we have is here, I assume, right? Yep. I'm gonna set up a curve, which is basically gonna be the path for the helicopter flying in. Because what we wanted to do is, like, I wanted to pass right in front of the camera, fly in to the top, right? So let me right click, hold shift, hit right click so my cursor's there. I'm going to make a curve and I'm going to do a Bezier. I'm going to go to edit mode. I'm going to scale it up. I'm going to rotate it on the X. I can see our helicopter is really tiny over here. So we're gonna get this curve all the way up to the top here so we can see it, hit it. Let's see, touch it at least. And just for like visibility's sake, I'm gonna give it a thickness. So here's the depth. And we can almost see it. Look at it, it's going off in the wrong direction. So there we go. So I set up a curve from there. And I'm gonna set it up over here so it flies in like this. Now I'm gonna hit 3 and go to this view. Where's our little guy? Okay. So there's our helicopter right here. So let's grab this top here. Let's bring it in, and there it is. You can see the tube there. You can kind of see the path that I kind of wanted to take. I'm gonna put it right in front. I'm gonna zoom in. I'll put it right in front of his little nose. It's kind of where I want it to start. I'm gonna look from above, and I'm gonna rotate the points here. Right. Same thing here. Alright, I could see the path that I kind of wanted to take. Almost. Like I said, the path is kind of like curving, following along like where like the road is here, right? Maybe that's not good. Well, we're gonna play with it. We're gonna have control over it after we set it up, right? So we're setting up the curve, and I'm just making it visible just so I can see which way we're going here. Alright, so let's go back to this view. Basically, what is this? It says, I usually have it here. Hold on. There it is. I'm in right orthographic view. Alright, cool. So this is an interesting way to rotate it. So we almost... I want it to go this way. It's crazy just dealing with 2 points, you know? There we go. Maybe it curves out like this. You'll see what I'm doing soon. Let me actually make the helicopter invisible for right now. There we go. All right, so let's see if we can make an interesting looking path here. So the helicopter is invisible. Pretend it's there. Is that an interesting path? Maybe it scoops all the way down, right? Like, you know, this is definitely touching. It's gonna touch the center, so let me put it right in the center. Right there. That's where I want it to fly. Alright, let's check out the other point. This is some nitty gritty. Getting to the grease. We're getting into all the grease here, guys. Alright, I'm gonna do that. Double R. I think that's kind of what I want. Obviously, this line looks a little janky. I think it's rotating really weird. So let's add some resolution to this. So let me put this up to like 64, which is the most we can have. All right, there we go. This is the path that I think I want to take. Kind of scoops down. Bring this down a bit. But now it looks like this is going to be coming from the right side, right? If we bring back our helicopter. Alright, we'll see. We're almost there with the path. Alright, so I added in another point to see if maybe that will help, but I think it won't. But I'm going to try it anyway, just to make sure. There we go. We rotate this. Okay, this path is looking a little better, actually, now that I'm thinking about looking at it. There it is. There it kind of is. So the helicopter is going to pass through there. Scoop it down. Okay, so let's make the thickness go away, or make it real thin, and see if this is gonna work for us, right? So let's bring back our helicopter. There's our helicopter. And let's mess around with the curve modifier. And the curve we're going to choose is going to be in the helicopter. We're going to call this helicopter path. Helicopter path. So good. And we'll choose helicopter path. The doors were left there. For right now, let's make the doors invisible. Oopsies. Let's make the doors invisible. And let's see where our helicopter is right now. Where is he? Okay. It shouldn't deform. Let's see. Alright, let's reset the rotation of the helicopter. It looks like it's deforming though. Let's see if I can pick the right one. Where is this thing? This thing is just floating in space. This is the issue with with it moving so far. How about Z? Where is it now? Oh my. Oh G, oh R. Where is it now? Okay, we'll go back to X. Yo, it is all sorts of messed up. What is happening here? Okay, let's put a Y. Is it the Y? Yo, this is on the fly here. Alright, so let me take off this modifier. Let me take off the city. The city's kind of disorienting me for a second here. We're just going to leave the building that it's going in, right? Let's figure out where this helicopter sits. Okay, cool. He sits in the right place. He's all correct. Location 0000, blah, blah, blah. And then when I hit the modifier and I put the curve on it, or is it a constraint? Is it a constraint? Is it like follow curve or something like that? Let's see. Follow track? No. It's follow path. Helicopter path. Let's see. Okay, so we're on. It may have been constraint. So there he is. And let's see if we can follow this guy. It looks like he follows through. Let's see if he goes all the way through. Okay, there we go. There's our helicopter flying. He's drifting. He's drifting in the air. It's like a Tokyo drift. Let's see it in slow motion. Boom, drifted. So that looks pretty funny. Right, and it's going through, and then it lands, and it lands over the thing there. So let's follow it. All right, so obviously it is not the modifier, it is follow path, and it's under constraints. Very note. I always get confused between both of those, so good to know. Okay, so we got follow curve. It's following it the wrong way, so let's pick X. Okay, so that's better. Okay, and now when we do it, it looks a little janky. Like, it takes that curve so hard, it's like, wow. So, okay, so that's good. Not good, but we're going into the direction that I'm trying to get here. So we're following the path there, and there it even lands right here perfectly. Right? So it's like boom. Alright, so it's getting the distance. We can probably bring back the city now, just so we have something cool to look at. Alright, so it flies in. Okay, so what we're gonna really need to fine tune here is that this whole turn here, it's kind of like real bad. Alright, so bring that there. Alright, so now let's start fixing this curve here. So let's go back to our curve. Let's look at it. Let's go into our edit mode. Let's look at it over here. Alright, and the issue is this curve. Actually, let's get rid of the city again. And let's get rid of the ground. I'm going to call this ground. It's not called ground now. Okay. We can see this a little better. So I think this issue here is this. Okay, cool. Oh, I thought it was crashing. Oh my god. Grease Monkey, when would you get super chats? Grease Monkey, when you get super chats? Kelly Johnson, thank you for watching. I am not sure. When will I get super chats? How do I set up super chats in YouTube? I'm not actually sure. What is the? Can you tell me what the benefit of a super chat is? Because I will definitely look into it and get it if I can get it right now. Not like right now, but I will try and get it. And yeah, once again, Kelly, thank you for watching. Okay, so it allows you to pay money to ask you questions. Interesting. I guess I'm gonna say if I have the ability to do super chats, I will do it by the next stream. I'll do some research if my account can do it. And I will definitely set that up. I would love to set up a super chat. Thanks for asking and even letting me be aware of a super chat. Cause yeah, I didn't know. I'm still kind of fresh to this stuff. Okay. Anyone over 1K subs can get a super chat. What? Let's see. Cool. Then next stream, if that's true, next stream, Kelly, I'll get some super chats, and I will do that. Thank you for letting me know. And thank you for letting me know you're interested. I wouldn't have thought that anybody even would be interested in something like that either. So, rad, Kelly, rad. All right. So let's see how this looks. So this is looking a little better. I just hate how stiff it looks when it leaves. And it's actually not taking the path that I think I want it to take. So let's keep it going. Let's keep it going. All right, so we're gonna do it like this. Grease Monkey, in the coming streams, could you create the city of Marine from Game of Thrones? Like the whole city? Oh man, I usually like to work on my or Old Town and King's Landing. Oh man, I usually like to work on my own stuff, and make my own things instead of like. But I definitely will consider it. All right, so I'm gonna fix. I think what I want may be not possible. You made a whole city already on the stream. Oh, but if you watch the beginning of the stream, you can see that I took this city from Tokyo. I imported this from the OpenStreetMap data and used a plugin called OSM, and I just imported it. So I didn't technically make this. I imported the assets from it. And a Patreon, I will be setting up a Patreon within the month. That is in the works. If I did set up a Patreon, Kelly, what would you want on the Patreon? What are some tiers? Educate me on that too. I do have a Gumroad. It's in the description. All the money. Thank you for the support. I'll be the first subscriber to your Patreon. Oh, thank you, Callie. Then yes, you will be my first subscriber, and I will send out. I like a $5 tier. And what would that tier have, Kelly? What are some things you're interested in when it comes to Blender and Patreon and the tiers and stuff? Help me work it out. I have trouble knowing what the people wanted. You are the people. So and thank you once again, by the way, for chatting on here. I really appreciate it. It really means a lot to me. It means a lot. Okay, I'm still working through this GD helicopter. Okay, so let's move the helicopter in again. I like $5 tier, Kelly messaging, project files that aren't available to non-Patreons, early tutorial releases. Interesting. Actually, I'm gonna write this down. See if I got a pen anywhere. Tutorial project recommendations, voting, early tutorial releases, messaging, and project files. Okay. All right. I'll work out a tier system. And Kelly, while I have you here, while you're on the chat line, what are type of tutorials you like in Blender? What is it that you want to do? It's gonna help me out a lot. You have no idea how much you're helping me out, Kelly. Alright, so helicopter's going. But now it looks small on screen. I wanted it to be big. Hold on, maybe I can... Procedural environments with toon shading. Okay, that's very popular. Very popular. Cool. So environments and shading and toon. Yeah, I've been reworking my toon shader So I'll be updating that soon. So I'll have a video on that coming up in the next couple weeks. So very cool. I'm glad I'm on the right track. And the almighty geometry nodes. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Geos. Okay. Okay, okay. Procedural environments, tune shading, geometry nodes. Alright, maybe I could do a camera move where I can... Oh my god. Maybe I could do a camera move where I'm closer and then I go back, right? So it'll be like... So let me set it up to where I want it to be. Put the helicopter... Nope, camera. We will hit I for the keyframes. And of course, stylized animations like you already do. Nice. Man, you're helping me out so much. I'll definitely start making a list, and I'll be working on that this month. Patreon this month. And as far as super chats, yeah, I'll have to check in and see how all that works so I can do that. I'm excited. You got me excited for the future of this channel. Alright, so I keyframed the location of the camera, and I did it at like 49, and I'm gonna go to 1, and I'm gonna hit shift tilde, and I'm gonna get on close, and I want to know, and then I'm gonna hit I again, I. Cool. And then I'm going to start the helicopter a little bit back, and I'm going to animate this. Can I animate the path? Let's see. Add default animations for path used by constraints if it isn't already animated. So is the path animated already? Oh, it's here. There it is. Alright, let me undo this path thing. Let's go to the path. And take this off. Clear the keyframes. Go back to our helicopter. Go to our constraints. Where's our helicopter? Are we losing everything? Spitfire says nice angle. This is why I don't use paths. It's so fussy and constrictive. Okay, and then Kelly says, you are a true creative art, unlike some YouTubers that make money off criticizing the latest bad movie released in Disney Star Wars show. I mean, like Nordic and Greeks, gamers, but they don't actually make intellectual properties. Thank you, Kelly. That's a nice compliment. I really appreciate it. In Spitfire, I just do it all by eye. I'm always thinking about making. I'm always thinking about getting notes for some reason. So then I don't do it by eye because then I'm like, I don't want to like fuss over this if it's like needs to be moved a couple inches to the left or whatever. But no, I think I got it. I think I got it now. I think I got it right. I hope. You're right. I'm messing this up. I'm messing this up. Hold on. It's here. It's here somewhere, right? No. Alright, we're gonna... Okay, I'm saving it. I think I got it back. Okay, we're back. Fine, Diango. Good to see you here, bud. Thank you for catching the stream. Yo, man, we're doing some stuff here. We're doing some stuff. We're making it. We're moving. We're dancing. All right. I think I got it now. I think we're gonna get the helicopter. I didn't mess it up this time. It goes in. My camera's still animated, right? All right. So we're gonna animate the helicopter before, right? So let's put it on that, right? And then we're gonna move it out. Lighting boy shader is awesome. Lighting boy. All right, and then we're gonna fly it over, and we're gonna put it to 0. There we go. So let's see how that looks. It does move a little fast, right? Like if we look at the animation that I drew here, I guess I want it to be a little slower than that, right? Because it goes so fast. Should it zoom in? Should it track? Spitfire, if you're talking about the lighting with the fog, yo, I got the fog working to be reactive to the camera. It's some stuff, man. It's some stuff. I like it because, like, if I take off all the constraints here, yo, I can change the color of the lighting, of the fog, I mean, and it works out so well. Let's see if I could put in some colors here. I also forget that what program did you make the grayscale Animatic in? I made it, Kelly, I made it in Krita. So Krita has drawing, obviously, and it has an animation timeline that I use. I will admit the Krita crashed like 2 or 3 times, so it does feel a little unstable. So before I was talking about the Lightning Boy Studio Toon Shader. Now I gotta check that out. I was like, what is he talking about? Is that a good toon shader to check out, guys? I have like a simple one that I made, but I've not been working on it. All right, hold on. We're making these lines invisible. We're gonna bring in our shader here. It used to be convoluted, very convoluted to use. I like it, but it has quite a learning curve. Yeah, it's quite complex and doesn't use screen lighting. Lightning Boy Studio is definitely worth checking out. Oh, it doesn't use screen lighting though. I'm just kidding. I'll definitely check it out. It's bespoke lighting rigs for each item. Oh, I can make it like, you know, if you have like a sweeping change. But yeah, I'll definitely check it out though. Would moving the camera, would zooming in and animating the zoom, would that help? All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go and I'm going to get the helicopter. Let's look at the helicopter. I'm going to go to the constraints. I'm going to make the constraint invisible, and I'm going to add an empty on the helicopter. So let's add an empty. We'll do a circle so I could see it. Nope, not a circle. A sphere so I could see it there. And then I'm going to get this empty and parent it onto, oh shoot. I'm gonna get this empty, select my helicopter, select the empty, no, vice versa. Select the empty, select the helicopter, hit Control P, we'll parent the empty onto it. Right here, Control P. Empty. I'm gonna call this cam focus. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the constraint back on. Let's look at the camera. There's our empty. Because I'm going to make the camera lock on to the helicopter. So let's select that. We'll do track 2. And we'll select cam focus. We'll take the influence off for right now. Because when we're out here, now we got it. And then we can zoom in here, right? What do you think? I gotta go. Knackered. I look forward to seeing the progress. Spitfire, have a good one. Take good night. Kelly, Greasemaker, what do you think about mental canvas? Mental canvas? Kelly, you're over here throwing all these new things to me. I gotta like do like a lot of research. Mental canvas. Let's see what that is. Reimagining drawing for the digital age. Is this what you're talking about? Mental canvas? Because it looks interesting, right? This kind of looks like grease pencil. I've not used mental canvas, Kelly, so I don't have an opinion on it just yet. Definitely will check that out too. Oh man, how much does it cost? Alright, so to go back here, let's do this again. So what I'm going to do is the helicopter's going to go in and fly. It goes so fast. It goes in, flies towards the building. And then I'm going to make it follow the helicopter and then zoom in. Maybe that'll be an interesting thing. Maybe it won't be. We'll see. Alright, so we got the camera. We'll go to the constraint. We'll put the influence on 0. And we'll put the zoom on 18. Okay, and then we will do the constraint. We will hit I to put a keyframe on it, and then by the time it's over here, we'll do maybe like 100%, right? So it goes. There's something I need to change here. I'm gonna do this in the dope sheet editor because it kind of makes it easier. It kind of makes it harder. Dope sheet. Alright, so we have the camera. We'll put the influence. We'll stagger this so it's maybe a little further. Alright, and the next thing I want to mess with is the focal length. We'll hit I. Oops. Don't hit I yet. Put it in the first frame. Hit I. Actually, we'll do it in the frame we want. So it goes by, and then we'll hit I. And maybe we get in close, right? We'll like zoom in. See what that looks like. It goes so fast. Like, the helicopter doesn't look like it's... It looks kind of comical. Kelly says Blender can do everything Mental Canvas can do, but Blender is free. Subscription professional plans are $55 a month. Ugh. That sounds ridiculous. I'll just stick to Blender. So my opinion, my preemptive opinion is, I'm not paying $55 a month. Yeah, right, Ferd. It's like that's as much as the Adobe subscription with all the Adobe software. Mental Canvas is more gimmicky. Yeah, that's what it sounds like at least. All right, so what I'm gonna do is on the helicopter, the follow the path, we're actually gonna make it go much slower. It's more of 3D illustrations. I was interested in Mental Canvas until I saw that it was a subscription plan and you can't export anything useful. Well, that's no go. I don't know about the zoom. Maybe I'll do it a little bit. Maybe it's like way too strong. Maybe it should just be like that. Alright, let's take off this path here. Not take it off, but like make it not visible. No depth. There it is. Oh, I'm glad you're here still, Spitfire, because I love that validation. Oh, loving that long lens shot now. But it would take, to cover it, but I'd rather have the money with Blender, Cloud Stuff. I'll just slow down the action. Slow down the action. Good note, good note, good note. Alright, so, yeah, it's a little fast. Right? So let's make it slower. Here's what, do you think the Rings of Power series will be any good? Rings of Power? I don't know what Rings of Power is. Let me see. Rings of Power. Oh, Rings of Power, Lord of the Rings. Okay, yeah. I'm not sure. You know, there's so many. Diego, yeah, slowing it down would help. Loving this. Diego, thank you for chatting. I really appreciate it. Chatting here, it gives me power. It gives me joy. Okay, I'm like, feels good. Okay, we'll slow it down. I hope Diego says, I hope Rings of Power will be good. I mean, I always hope. Yeah, I always hope when they do this, it's good. Like, it's always scary when a new property comes and it's like, we're gonna do it again. When does it take place? Is it after, or is it a prequel, or something that happens after the movies? He's at 3.47k subs, and his power will only grow from here. During the Second Age, so it's a prequel. Thousands of years before, I think. Okay, 1,000 years. I mean, that's a long time. Alright, cool. So, I think this shot is looking better. Alright, maybe even slower. Let's see if we see it slower. Alright, let's play it full speed. Okay, what's cool is that now I can also control the rotation of the helicopter. So let's see if there's any better rotations here. For the animation, right? Like, boom. Alright, so I'm going to set the rotation here. And then as it goes in, maybe it turns more towards the curve right here. So we'll put this back at 0. So we're doing it for effect. I quite enjoyed season 2 of The Witcher. I still need to watch The Witcher. I'm behind on everything, guys. Everything. But anyway, Kelly, to answer your question, I hope it's good. I want all IPs to be successful. A lot of people didn't like Witcher Season 2, but I didn't mind. What was wrong with The Witcher Season 2? Why didn't people like about it? As somebody who has not watched it. Alright, cool. I think we're getting closer. We're getting to the phase where, it's all about fine-tuning, and I want to leave that for later, right? So we're going in, boom. We're moving. Vroom. Okay, and we're gonna call this, 01, because the project file is called 01. And we'll call this 01 because it's kind of like the first shot. So I'm gonna do 01 shot 1, and that's it, right? So I'm doing that so I can make another scene and I can control the camera for the next shot, right? So let's look at our example that I drew. Where the heck is it? Bam. Okay, so from the drawing, I go in, there's the city shot, the camera goes in, boom, right? And then it comes in into the building like underneath. And Spitfire very graciously gave me some notes on that. So let's see what I remember. I already watched it. So when the camera comes in, it would go in. Let's see. Alright, so it goes in. The helicopter goes in, flies nearby, and I should have a shot where I kind of place the camera where it flies into the shot. So it goes, we're looking at the helicopter from the building, and then it rotates upwards like we're looking up at the helicopter and then we establish the building there, and then that's how we can have the helicopter land out there. Once again, can't thank Spitfire enough with helping me out with this little animation here. All right, cool. So we have the helicopter go in, boom, flies in, the person's inside, right? So that's what we're gonna do. We're going in, boom, and we're flying in, bam, right? We'll probably cut before this, but I have it so we can cut whenever, right? Shoom. So anyway, we can fine tune this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a new scene so I don't have to touch any of this. This is the first shot, one camera. I don't have to deal with multiple cameras. We're going to make another scene, and you do that up here at the top right. We'll hit new scene, and we'll start a new scene. And I think we'll do a full copy, but just to make sure, I'm going to save a backup of this file. So I'm going to save a copy. We're going to put backups folder just in case. And we'll put in intro. We'll type in BU for backup. We'll save the copy. Cool. Okay, that's saved before I start messing with any of this stuff. Fred said, I could not sympathize with any of the characters. Most of them were wooden. Kelly says, yeah, I think the race swapping wouldn't have mattered if they would have acted like the actual characters in the books. The only one that acts like the ones in the books is Moraine? Hopefully I'm not pronouncing that terribly wrong. Okay, so definitely need to watch The Witcher now. Okay, so we have the shot. We're going to make another scene. It does a nice little zoom. We have the helicopter rotate there. We'll hit save. We're good. There we go. So the next thing, we'll do a link copy. That's why I saved a copy, because I was afraid of messing this up. So I'm going to do link copy. So now we have two, right? 01 S01, but we're gonna name this, rename it 01 S02. Cool. So if I was going to, let's say I take off the helicopter's constraint here before we do anything, I would delete it. Camera's gone, but if I go to the first one, it is messed up. Okay, good to know. Alright, so it's not link copying. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do a full copy. We're going to do 2 shots here. We'll do full copy. And then we'll call this S02. Okay, now when I take off the path for this, see the helicopter's not there. We're not even looking at the right thing anymore. Nothing's happening. But when we go back to our shot 1, it's still correct. Yes. Cool. So this is our shot 1. Let's do shot 2 on scene 2. And now our camera doesn't need any of this stuff on it. So we don't need to track to anything just yet. We don't need honestly any of these keyframes. We could probably delete them all, right? Camera, action, helicopter. Yes. All keyframes done. We're kind of starting from the back here. Yeah, she was alright. No camera switching, grease monkey. So I am doing this a little bit different, right? So I'm not doing any camera switching. I've dealt with like camera markers and camera switching and doing all that, and to me it gets a little hairy and it gets a little too much for me, like I guess just how I deal with things. So I'm separating different shots by different scenes because I want since this doesn't have to be like super realistic, maybe I'm gonna be changing the way a shot looks, right? Like the lighting when we're closer to the building versus when we're above it. So I'm gonna have more artistic flexibility to make like really stylized looks for the different shots, especially like at a different angle. So instead of having like this color, you know, look this way, but then when we're down here it looks all weird, I'll have a better ability to fine-tune the shot. So that's why I'm not doing any camera switching there. Alright, so we're in the camera. Let's go and set this camera up at the right place. Alright, so it's moving in over here. I'm gonna slowly set it up here. Let's see if I can line it up the way that I have it in the example. Alright, so let's put the example here. Boom. I think it's lined up pretty well. Did it right on the spot, right? Alright, so the shot looks like this. So there's the building. Looking pretty. Looking pretty. Okay, and I'm just following the rule of third, cutting it there. I know it's a little higher in my drawing and stuff. And there. So see, I guess the only real advantage is the shot hookup for continuity. Yeah, that is the advantage, is the shot hookup, right? So I don't know if you saw my latest tutorial. I'm gonna be doing like another file where I'm gonna be linking all these scenes, and then I'm gonna be, you know, fine-tuning the cut in that file. But for an example, the continuity here, this thing, like this helicopter, when it's like down here, like, let's see what it looks like up close. So see, if we look at it up close here, you see how how like tiny it looks on screen if we were gonna like put the camera there. So I'm gonna cheat it, right? I'm gonna go into my second shot, which, oh wow, I lined it up pretty well. Oh no, there's our shot. So now when the camera comes here, when the helicopter comes here, I'm gonna actually have it closer and closer to, like, and maybe even a little bigger, just to make so it's like a bigger presence on screen. Okay, so where's our helicopter? Let's find this guy. This guy is all the way underground, looking silly. So let's go back to our camera. Oh my god. Let's go back to our camera. Let's select our building here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to edit mode, select the top face, hit Shift S, cursor to selected, and then I'm going to hit the helicopter over here, and then I'm going to hit Shift S and do selection to cursor, and there's our helicopter. So our helicopter is there, and this building is huge. So let's see if we can figure this out. Our helicopter is sitting at the top there. We will rotate him 90 degrees on the x-axis, and that looks silly. So we will rotate him correctly. There we go. And we will rotate him 90, negative 90. There it is. And let's see if we can get an interesting looking shot coming in here, right? So right now it's in the center of the building. What if... So there's our shot here, right? The one from the video. The one from the video. There it is. And I wanted the helicopter to have like more of a presence, right? So let's see how we can cheat this to make it look correctamundo. Oh, not correct. Because look at this. This is like right at the edge. What is that? So let's tweak some stuff, right? Let's see if we can... Would it be a good idea to maybe use a closer lens? Let's use something like 80, right? Which is obviously a little much. But we'll bring this guy back. Nope. Back. Nope. Grab Z. Actually, let me look at this left side while I look at the camera the correct way here. So let's look at it here. There we go. There it is. Okay, so there's our helicopter. If we brought this further out, there it is. There it is. This is the shot. Let's bring this out a little better here. Okay, there we go. What's unfortunate is this helicopter is a little... Let's see if we can get it closer to the middle. Right? Grab. There he is. There he is. Alright, so he's almost at the center here. Alright, let's get this camera, and this camera can go to the side here. There we go. Go, and then maybe we can rotate it further up, and we can go like this. We'll get the helicopter again. We'll see if this is going good. All right, so I mean, I like it. I just wish the helicopter was bigger, but I guess we're trying to show how big this building is. Right, and there we go. Right, so there's our shot, and we want the helicopter to come in, and we'll animate it going in. Right, so it'll be like, right. All right, so let's start keyframing that. All right, hitting save. We're good. Let's look at it from the top view. We're around the center, which is kind of where I want to be. Helicopter over here. That's the center. Okay, and now let's animate this, right? So let's hit the location. We'll put it at 40 something frames. We'll hit I, and then we'll go back to our first frame, and we'll bring this guy back. Let's bring him all the way off screen. So just off screen, maybe like right there. We'll hit I. We'll see what this looks like. Oops. Eye on all of them, I guess. There it is. I have no idea why it's coming this way. Hold on. What's happening? Okay, try this again. I. Oh, I'm hitting Y. You can even see it on my screencast keys how bad I'm messing that up. Okay, so Y. Okay, and then we're gonna go this way, right off the screen. We'll hit bring it on frame 1, grab it here, hit I. There it is. Looks like it's coming at an angle, but I guess that's fine. Okay, I'm gonna erase this Bezier here. It's bothering me. We're also gonna take off some of these grids because I don't like them. There it is. Grids are gone. Okay, so now our shot is going in like this, right? So let's add a camera track, right? So if we look at the video that he showed me, it'll be like the building's on the right, and then the helicopter comes in. Can I go frame by frame here? Goes in, and then it flies in, and then the camera rotates that. Let's see if we can imitate that type of movement right now, right? Because right now I have it pretty still going in like that. Let's put in a camera constraints, and let's do it right here. This looks like a little log, right? So for the longest time I thought these constraint buttons looks like a piece of wood, but it's 2 gears. Who would have thought? The more you know, right? Anyway, so we'll do a track 2, and then we'll do camera focus 1, because everything's duplicated, unfortunately. Boom, 1, and let's see what that looks like. All right, cool. So this actually is looking pretty interesting. I needed to go further though, so let's get the helicopter. Let's bring back over here. Let's take a look at it. Oh my god, there we go. Let's take a look at it there, and let's actually bring it out further. Maybe there. We'll hit I. Let's see what it looks like now. See, I have the camera now following the helicopter, but I feel like I'm not catching the building enough. So let's see if we can do something with the camera where we can fit in this building a little better. So let's get the camera. We're gonna do I. We're gonna hit I on the location. Oh no, sorry. We're gonna go to the frame where it lands, 44. We'll hit I on the location for the camera. We'll go back to 1. I'm gonna go into my camera and see, or look at the camera and see if I can move this in a way where I can see the building more. Oh, here we go. What if we start from like the top half? This may be interesting. So there we go. We see the top of the building. We're looking at the... Oh my god, where is it? There it is. We're at the top there. We'll bring it more to the side here. And we'll bring it in closer. And let's see what it looks like. This may be super ugly. We'll hit I. And we'll see what it looks like going in. So it was like super fast, right? But I could see how this can work. Let's fix a couple things on the camera. Maybe 80 is fine. Let's see if the camera looks better lower. And if we zoomed in, right? No, let's not do that. Lower. We'll hit I and see what this looks like. Okay, cool. I think this may work, right? So it looks really ugly right now, obviously. But let's get the keyframes. Let's make it slower. And maybe we stagger it, right? Alright, so what if we had the Kelly, GM, you're gonna become a boss in Blender stylized animation game. I really, Kelly, you're really inflating my ego. I really appreciate the support. I really do. I'm feeling great, gassing me up. All right. I think the camera needs to land there first. And then I think the camera needs to land there first and then the helicopter comes. Instead of vice versa. So let's bring this back. And let's bring the transform. Alright, let's see what that looks like. Alright, so some things I want to fix here. I think I can affect in the constraints. The influence is like how much it's affecting it. Like the constraint. Maybe I can keyframe it so it looks interesting. Okay, yeah, so this shot, the only thing I don't like about it is that I would like to see the buildings in the background, right? And this is why I made the another copy, because now I can really stylize this and add the background buildings, right? So right now, this is kind of frustrating to work through here. I mean, I think I got it most of the way there. I just need to figure out now how I can make the background more interesting. I'm just going to see if you can see even the buildings in the background. Oh my god. Let's see. So you can't see any buildings in the background, right? Let's get the camera. Let's look at it. Alright, so what if we got these buildings? What if we got the whole map and we rotated it? So let's put it in here. Rotated the whole map here. There we go, and we bring up the buildings. Like technically that doesn't make any sense, right? Like that'll then make the building way oh my god, I'm like trying to show you. That'll make the buildings way higher, right? But it kind of gives that illusion like we're looking at the top here. A building passes by. Oh my god, it's like now underneath. Never mind. Alright, so let's undo this. And let's see if we can start at a place where we can see the buildings. So let me get the camera here. Would it be more interesting if we saw it from above? Let's see. Decisions to make. Like, I think it's nice to see the buildings in the background. Alright, I feel like it's just a plain background. Let's see if we rendered this right. It's just this building there. And it's going in. Alright, so if you see my latest Blender tutorial, you'll know that you can. I'm going to be setting this up, so I'm using the scene files that I'm linking in, right? So let me show you what I got so far to show you how this works. So I already have a main file here. So let's go to project files, 00Qt, right? So we have this set up, and I have the main file here. So let's import. Let's hope nothing crash. Let's link the animations that I'm making right now. So the intro, we'll do scenes, and we'll do scene 1 and 2. Right? Boom, linked. Now they're here. You see that they're linked. This is, you do this so you're like optimized, right? And then we'll hit scene 1, and then we'll hit scene 2. Now we have both in the timeline here. And now we can see it together, right? And this is why I'm doing it in separate scenes, so it's easier to manage here. So let's see what this looks like. Let's see, and let's analyze. Let's take a step back, analyze, and figure out what is happening here. So there's the camera. It zooms in. Also, let's make sure we're at the correct frame rate. Okay, so this shot really starts right around here. So let's start here. Alright, that shot lasts a little long, so it goes zoom. And then maybe right here we will end it. We'll go in. This is the shot. Let me add in more frames here. Okay. So the shot goes boom. Helicopter goes. I think it works. I just think it sucks. I can't see any of the buildings in this shot here. I can barely see one at the bottom here. And I wonder if there's anything I can do about that. So here we go. We're playing it. Boom. What are all these people who keep posting these links? Okay. All right, so we're gathering the intel. We're flying in. Zoom. We're getting in. Okay, so cool. So I'm gonna save this. These are our shots working together, kind of like the shots in our animation here. You know, flying in, animation come in. Yeah, we're doing good. We're doing good. We're making progress. All right. So we're going in. We fly in. And I don't like that. So let's close this. We're doing good. We'll hit save. And let's continue working on this scene. And I don't like the camera. We're gonna figure out something different with the camera here. See, and that's why it's important to like see it in context, and then you can like really feel it out. So let's figure out a couple things. Can we make it? Oh, maybe would a wide lens be better? Right. So let's just stick to 18 again. Let's erase all keyframes. Clear keyframes. Let's get it in here. Let's do, oops. Do shift tilde. Oh, we have a constraint, don't we? We have constraint that we will take off here. Okay, there we go. Alright, I think this is going to look a little better here. Alright, we'll put this here. I think the issue was it wasn't a wide lens. Okay, so we're there. We got it set. I think it's set to where I want it to be. We're going to start it off here. We'll hit the camera. We'll hit I to keyframe it. Alright, and then when it flies in, we'll set the second keyframe when it lands. So it landed, you know, further up here. We'll look at the camera. We'll set up the scene. There we go. Maybe we'll shift it down. You can see some of the building. We can show off the building a bit, right? Are we able to? So let me share. I put I here. Okay, and then we can rotate the X. Maybe bring it down. Show it like it's monumental, you know, like bam. All right, and now we'll get the helicopter. And then, you know, it stops right in the center, kinda. Maybe we'll eyeball it a little more. Hit I there. Okay, so. Oh, I forgot to set the rotation. Gosh darn it. So here, okay, we'll set the rotation, keyframe it there, but we have to go back. Let's set it here, and then we'll rotate it, and we'll hit I, and now we got something. Oh, did it not rotate? What is happening? Oh, I'm keyframing the wrong thing. I'm supposed to be keyframing the camera. I am not keyframing the camera because I'm a dummy. So right click, delete keyframes, clear keyframes, select the camera, go back, we'll set it here, I on rotation, we'll move it back, right? We'll set it up. There we go. Set this. There. Hit I. Okay. Watch it in. Good night, Evelyn. Thanks for stopping by and watching. All right, cool. So we're getting it. We're getting it, right? So it goes in, flying in. We're gonna hit save. And then we're gonna look at it in context. That's why I think I like doing it this way. We'll go to the animation. Everything should be updated, so we'll play it. Flies in. Flying in. I think it's maybe it could start a little closer. Right? Maybe it could start a little closer, the helicopter. So we'll save that. We'll get the helicopter here. We'll look at it from above. Look at it from here. Maybe it'll start a little closer here. Let's bring back our rule of thirds. Maybe we could fit it in correctly. Alright, we'll hit I. Much better. It stays in focus. We will show the pretty building. That would be a cool thing to do. And then it lands. So it goes. Ooh. Right? Would it save? It's so tempting to have a camera moving all the time. In my opinion, that it adds nothing to visual narrative. Yes, I agree. I think we've talked about this before. So this is why what my thought process was, right? So when I have it, it's great thought, and it's something to discuss. So the way I originally had it, right, is the camera goes in, and then the helicopter comes in from the left side, right? So it goes in, comes in from the left side, fast and quick, right? So the note that that Spitfire gave me was essentially we go in, we fly, and that there should be some sort of lead up so we understand where we're at. So it says like extends lead onto the building. So the camera moves, and this is kind of like a dramatic, action. This is gonna be an action thing, and then the lead up goes into it. And I think I agree with it. I can see it going, because in the next shot we're gonna cut right to the helicopter, like right up in front, right? So it's like so yeah, that's something I thought about, and that's the way I originally had it. But I think it does need a little bit of a lead up, because what I want to reveal, I think what the information that I want to put here is maybe something on. Oh, gotcha. Didn't have any context. Oh no, yeah, no problem. Yeah, because I agree. Like, I just want to keep everything, still, and use a lot of zooms like J.J. Abrams or something. But for this one, I think I'm gonna put some information of this building. Like maybe there's something here, or it's glass, or something, or maybe this whole shot should be just quicker, right? Because it does take a little bit for it to get here, right? Even though the next scene is gonna be pretty action-packed. It's like, all right, we're gonna do. That's exactly what it feels like, a heist in GTA. There we go. Alright, I'm saving. Okay, so it goes in, camera stays. And and we can continue on with this, right? Boom, goes in. It's feeling good, right? All right. So you know what? This is close enough. I want to do at least one more shot, so we're gonna do the close-up of the protagonist in the helicopter about to do the dive, and then I think we can call it. It'll be so another 30 minutes, and we'll keep going here. So okay, so we got the 3 shots. We can see it all play out in our animation here, and I want to change these different colors so we can see them better. I don't like the yellow. Don't like it. Maybe not red. Red seems intense. Okay. Boom. So we'll be going in. Fly in. Boom. So let's see how long this is. So it goes. We're flying. And we'll stop it here. Like maybe even right before it stops, right? And we'll just cut it off there. Alright, we'll save it. I think this is good. It's definitely 10 seconds though. I mean, we're establishing the scene. Maybe there's some cool stuff going on. We'll go in. Bam. Okay. Okay. So now let's do the next shot. Let's see what the next shot is, just to make sure. The next shot is, so we go to the helicopter. Helicopter goes in. Yeah, that's a bit long. I'll trim the start where the chopper comes into frame. Okay, let's try that. We'll try it right now. So the next frame is going to be a close-up of the cockpit, or the cargo bay, the passenger cabin of the helicopter. So that's the next shot. Keep that in mind, but I will trim it. Let's see if we can get it in right about here, maybe. Okay, yeah, I think you're right. So like it gets out of frame right here. So maybe we do it right here. I wonder if we could have it. So it starts around frame 82. I wonder if we could already have the chopper in view by 82. You say trim a bit sooner? Goes in. The camera is sort of leading the action, which isn't good. Oh, I see what you're saying. That's a good note. Okay. I see what you're saying though. I can see the camera kind of leading the action, so well, it's okay. It's good. Keep giving it. I 100% agree with you with the camera is leading the action. This should be the helicopter going in, right? Generally something I want to avoid. I think once the helo is in view, it's more natural. Okay, I see where we're going here. Good notes all around. Let's tweak it then. Let's do it right now. Okay, so it looks like I'm starting at frame 82 here, right? Yeah, 82. So by frame 82, let's go to 82. Actually, frame 82, it looks like he's already in scene. Why does it look different here? Something different here? Something happening? Okay, so yeah, so let's try and address that though. For real. Let's This is where producers say go for the shorter shot because less render time equals cost. I like it. I think I just need, I just need this to be, oh my god, this is like a dumb editing system. Okay. Okay, so this shot here, right? Let's find it. It's right about here. So what I need is this helicopter to be closer, and I think you guys are right. Absolutely. So let's bring in the chopper closer. Let's do this outliner thing here because I have to refresh it. 1 second. Blender review. Blah blah blah. Reload. Refresh. Okay. Okay. So luckily, I set up my camera correctly, right? So I'm going to put the focus, because it's right now focusing on this focus here, which is the center of the helicopter, right? So you can see it move here, right? Oh. I'd say this is more previs than Animatic. So what is the difference between a previs than an Animatic? Since I haven't really worked in like a real a real production of animation, I've worked tons of VFX. I know what previs is in VFX. So what what's that constitute? Let me know, Ferd. Educate me. Okay, so Animatic is more about shot timing, I'd say. Shot timing. And this is less shot timing because we're just getting the camera in place, right? Is that what you would say previs? I reckon is more blocking the shot. Okay. I see. We are blocking the shot. I am blocking before I figure out like the look and stuff. All right, so now I have a focus on the. I have a constraint on the camera focus here. If you check it out here, we'll put it to 1. You can see when I move this orb that it's following the look of the orb. You can see it on the left side here. The important bit is you're doing cool shit. Thank you. Alright, you can see that the orb is focused on this, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to animate the influence on it, right? So I'll start the influence. I'm gonna put the orb on the back of the tail. So let's bring it over here. Alright. And then on the camera, I want to keyframe the influence. And then put it to 1. Let's see. Alright, let me get my dope sheet again. My dope sheet. Alright, so where's the camera? Here's the influence. Okay. And there's our influence. Where's the second keyframe? Oh, it's right here. Okay. Alright, so I have the influence here. Let's see if we do like something. Are you trying to build up excitement? No, no. I just want the shot to look like an establishing pretty shot, right? I want it to be quick. So what I'm trying to do is figure out the shot and it to be quick, like. Some of this stuff is. Let's bring this up to the thing here. Alright, what if we do the camera move faster? So let's do this camera move. Oh, yeah, but the camera is leading the thing again. That's not my solution. I'm just trying to get the... Right now what I'm doing is I'm trying to get the camera to follow the helicopter instead of the camera being ahead of the helicopter. So would it be moving the helicopter first? Be like that. Okay, this is feeling a little better. So we start here. It's kind of where I don't want to start though. Start right about here. Okay, I think it feels a little better. Alright, and then we're going to take off the keyframe for the influence, and we're going to reset the influence again. We're going to set it at, hit I, there it is, the influence. And I want to see if setting the influence does anything. This may not do anything. We may be able to do it though. Hold on. One. I, okay. What do we set the influence? It happens. We take a look at it. The going by feel is not a bad thing. Like it going out of frame, you think it'll be okay? All right. Let me set up the framing here a little better. Okay. 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 We're saving. You know, we may even just cut earlier than it just landing on there. We'll just cut to the next shot. So let me just make the next shot, and then we'll cut earlier, and then we'll mess it up. I think I got it closer to what I want it to do. It'll be like Megacorp. All right, so let's do the next shot. So the next shot, once again, is the inside the cabin. You can see the city in the background. She's not going to be in the right. She'll be in the middle. And inside the cabin, and she's got to step up forward and look down. So that's what we're going to do. That's be the last shot I work on for today. But I think I've made some excellent progress. OCP. All right, so next shot. So let's. I've not seen. Well, I haven't seen old school RoboCop in a while. All right, cool. So we're here, and I like this shot because I get to see the city, which is what I want, and then we can like look straight up at it, right? And that's good. So we're good here. Now I want to chunk this up. So let me go into here. I'm gonna make a copy of this Blender file. There it is. And for this, I'm gonna call it Q02 QE. QE's I'm calling it Quantum Eve. That's a working title. I just needed to name it something. So 02 QE intro, and this is gonna be I don't know. It's gonna be close-ups. Close up. And we'll take the copy off of this. Okay, we'll save, make sure we're good. We'll hit close. We'll make sure to save the intro. We're doing great. We'll open this, we'll organize this here. We'll open up close up. And then I'm gonna do some house cleaning here. We're gonna get this one. We're gonna hold shift. We're gonna hold shift, hit X, that goes away. And then we're gonna call this 02 S1. Oops, 02 S01. So my second file, first shot. We'll hit save, and then we're gonna clean this up. We're gonna go clean up unused data blocks. 20 data blocks, 1 material, 3 collections, 12 brushes. All right, there we go. Deleted 20 data blocks. Just cleaning up the file. On the subject of Tokyo, I watched a couple neat urban exploration / learning videos about a few of the prefectures in Tokyo. Nice. And what exactly did it cover? A prefecture. Can you explain a prefecture to me? Okay. All the nice walking, tight neighborhoods, and commercial hubs around the train stations. So they probably have some good urban planning over there. Or, you know, street planning. Alright, we're going to delete all the keyframes because we don't need them. On the camera, we'll take off the tracking. We don't need that anymore. We have our camera set up already. It's like a subsection of the city. Alright, we're going to move this upwards. Let's look at the camera. And we're going to set this up the correct way. We're going to bring it up here. We're going to make sure that it's pointed 90 degrees so it's flat, and we'll add in some zeros here. Oopsies. There it is. Added some zeros. There we go. I'm gonna set up our shot here, and we're gonna bring it in. And for this, I guess we'll use a lens that's maybe a 35. I think Tokyo is made up of 23 prefectures. Each one has its own mayor. Tokyo is like a super city stitched together of smaller cities. That's actually pretty neat. I'd really like to visit one day. Alright, so let's put this at 50 millimeter. Is that a good lens? We'll find out. We'll bring it out here. So here's the helicopter. And we're looking in. Let's bring it in closer. There's our shot. There it is. So there's our shot. And we're looking through. But I wish it had some interesting background. Can it have an interesting background? You know. Can we see it? Does it need to be wide and close? Is that what it needs to do? Should we be doing wides? Or should we be doing a long barrel? I'm not sure. There we go. Alright. Well, let's see if we can do something interesting here with the city. Let's see. We're gonna select all the city. And we're gonna do what I was talking about before, where I rotate this city. And I bring it up. Does that look interesting? Probably not, because it doesn't make any sense. That's why. Okay. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna add in. I hope you put out an announcement when your Patreon goes live, so I can be the first. Yes, I will, Kelly. I can't thank you enough for even watching this content. I appreciate it. And you will be the first. It's gonna be in a month, about a few weeks. I gotta work on it, figure out what I'm comfortable with the tiers. But I'm gonna take everything you told me today into consideration of the stuff that I should be doing. Okay, so we're here. We got it. We got the shot. So I want to move the helicopter like it's slowly bobbing up and down. So we're gonna go into the graph editor. We're going to get the helicopter. And we're going to hit I on location. And look how easy it is to add random movement. So on the Z location, we'll hit N, we'll go to modifiers, we'll modify our keyframe to have noise. And now if you check this out, let's see if I can show you. Oops. If you see the noise, it's shaking. It's intense. But if I put the strength up, okay, maybe not the strength. It's way too fast. If we put the scale down. Alright, we're gonna put more frames in here. Alright, and then we can put the strength down to like 0.5. Alright, we'll move our camera up a little bit. I think it goes a little too low, that's all. So I'm gonna set up the modifier to be less, 0.5. No, 4. That's, I was already there. 0.4 is the strength. Great. So I'm going. I just hate how low it gets. Should the scale be less? No, that's fine. It does need to be like 0.3. Okay, much better. So I'm gonna hit this little button here, copy, and then I'm gonna put it onto the X location, see what that looks like. So now it's moving forward and back, up and down. Let's see if we put it on the Y location. Is that too much? Now it's moving all around, right? So it's like giving it some cool helicopter movements and stuff. All right, some things I want to establish with the helicopter is the shader. Instead of it being gray, let's give it something fun. I like to look at fun things, even if I am going to change it all later. It's on the default white, right here, and it literally has nothing there. Okay, so we got default white. We can change it to black. Okay, maybe not black. We definitely could put some shininess onto it. Maybe make it metallic. Oh my god, if it's metallic, it doesn't like cover anything. Probably need to put a texture on this so we can actually see it, but it being black is it's not even black. White and super metallic. Alright, let's just put it not metallic. Put the specular up, roughness. We just need to be able to see this, right? There we go. Helicopter is a moving. And maybe to keep it on theme, we'll have like a cool color helicopter. There we go. This transparent, it's the windows here. Maybe we can do something cool, like making it zero roughness, super metallic. Maybe it's a color. Maybe it's not metallic. Maybe the specular's up. It doesn't matter. We just need this to be something, right? So there's our color there. Boom. It doesn't look so good on the inside here. And it's definitely being affected by the fog. Let's see. Oh. I have the doors, so they render. Let me take that off. The doors, no render. Okay, there we go. Okay, cool. I like that you can see the city at the bottom. And we're gonna put in a placeholder person in there. And let's see, check this out, what it looks like over here, like right on the thing, right? So this is moving. You know, we're not gonna do any rotation, it's gonna stay stable, but it is doing some movement here. And I think the camera should be a little to the left. There we go. All right, and then another thing I want to do is I want to get rid of these seats, but I don't want to get rid of them entirely. Maybe I want them later. I'm a little undecisive. So I'm gonna go into the edit mode. I'm gonna select everything in here. I'm gonna make a vertex group out of it. So the way I'm gonna select it is I'm just hitting L a bunch of times, hovering my mouse over certain things, over all the things that need to be selected. So we're selecting it all now. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, 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 boom. Selecting it all. Oh my god, not that. We're gonna make a vertex group. We'll call this seats. I'm doing that because I'm gonna put a modifier. Look at this modifier. Nobody uses this modifier. A lot of people use it, but what's it called? It's called It's coming. It's called. Woo. It's called something. It's called. There's a lot of buttons here. It is called mask. Boom. Put the mask. Put the vertex group in here. And I don't know what the hell is happening now. I thought I had this. Oh, I see. So we're going to select it all. And we're going to make sure we assign these seats here. And now we masked out the seats. And then we're going to hit this button to inverse it. So now we can start making the seats invisible. So let's add all this stuff into it. I don't know. I'm like a hoarder, you know? Like I'm like collecting cables. Like maybe I want the seats. I definitely want the option. Maybe this is a little too much. Maybe I'm going overboard, right? Eh. Getting all the buttons here. Boom, boom. Oh, don't got any of these legs, and then we're done. We're done. So select all this. Select. Alright, and then we go to vertex group, we hit assign, and now they're almost all gone. I'm missing these seats over here. So I keep losing my thing because I think it's zooming underneath whatever my mouse is. That's an option in your Blender file. So I just gotta make sure my mouse is on the right thing here. Like how I messed that up. Alright, didn't select any of this. Hit assign. And I'm missing one strap here. Or these straps? Okay, we're done. I think that took too long. Maybe it wasn't worth it, guys. Maybe it wasn't worth it. We'll hit assign. Okay, our seats are gone. We're feeling good. Okay. Oh my god. I am like all over the place. Let's see if changing that option will help me. It is zoom. Oh, it's not even selected. Zoom under mouse position. I thought that's what it was on. What if we have it on then? Whatever. We'll deal. We'll deal for now. We'll keep it on. We'll zoom in. It is like rough. I feel like I'm playing a game. Okay. There we go. We got that emptied out inside. There's something interesting here where I need this to have a floor. So I'm gonna select. What am I gonna do here to fix this? It doesn't matter because it's the floor, and who cares, right? So we'll do this. We'll go to line mode. Actually, we'll go to point mode. We'll select these points in the corner. Right here. We'll hit F. We'll select the next points. Bam, 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 bam. We'll hit F. We filled it up. We'll go to line mode. We'll select that line and we'll hit F and see about filling up the space. Sorry for being AFK. Been cooking and watching. Can't wait to see more progress on this. Diango. I just appreciate you being here, man. Thanks for stopping by. Thank you. Have a great night, Diango. And I look forward to seeing you and talking to you again, man. If you're ever in Boston, let me know. Good night, Diego. All right, we got the floor in. Beautiful. And maybe we will close this wall here too. Oh man, we had the top too that's all messed up. Oh my god. All right, let's connect these corners here. Let's do it from right here, the top. Boom, boom. We'll hit F. Oh, what is it doing? Oh no, see, that's not what I want. Alright, let's do this. Alright, it looks like this roof needs to be connected here. So we're gonna connect it right across. We'll hit there, we'll hit F. We'll hit the line mode. We'll hit F in this direction. And there we go. We're filling it up here. There it is. There we go. We'll hit Alt M. Oh no, M. Merge at last. We'll call it a day, right? So maybe there's some more fixing here that I gotta do. And I keep messing this up. I keep messing it up. Alright, and then I want to close this door. So let's just add a plane here. We'll do this, 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 this. Hopefully that makes sense. There we go. So we got the left. We can always open that puppy up if we need to, but we're simplifying our mesh inside of here so it works. So it's flying. Stuff's looking okay. There's obviously some weird stuff going on here on the floor. I don't know why. Okay, we're gonna last thing. I don't want to spend my time fixing topology, so I'm just gonna delete this. Let's see if that doesn't mess anything up. And select this. Cut it here. So select this. F. Line. F. F. Fine. That fixed that little... It doesn't fix it, but it's fine. It's fine. I'm getting too into this. Alright, cool. So we have our... we have our helicopter all done up here. There's some weird topology issues that I will fix some other time. Oh no, it's just that it needs to. Alright, let me just fix this last topology. I get so caught up in this. This is not where you should focus. There we go. We'll hit F. We'll make this line. We'll erase the edge there. And we'll hit F. And there we go. And then we will make sure to select that, and we'll make sure to hit is it Control Alt N? Recalculate outside. For some reason these normals are flipped. Let's see if we can just flip them. There we go. Jeez, sweet baby. Okay, so we got our helicopter. Topology is fixed on this helicopter I downloaded. It's moving, nice and going. We'll put in our character here. So let me get hold shift, right clicks, hit and this. Wow, right click while holding shift to put the cursor where it's selected, right there. Because I'm going to be saving this, and then I'm going to be importing or appending a base model that I got of Mixamo. So we'll do models, helicopter. Nope. We'll do file. It's an FBX. So import FBX. We'll do that. And we'll do that. We'll hit import and hope that this works. Did it work? There they are. Okay, so let's get our helicopter. And if you remember, I hold shift, right clicked on the helicopter. And I'm gonna hit shift S, selection the cursor. Oopsies. Get my armature. Selection the cursor. There they are. I wonder if my scale's off, man. It's fine. We'll put the character in here. We'll scale him down. We'll put it into the collection here I'm working in. This cylinder is called main building. Great. Alright. And I think we're good. I'm gonna attach the character to... Man, I like how it looks from this direction. Can I get a look like that? Alright, so let's move the camera up, maybe rotate a little down. Okay, so I have the character here, and should I go to the helicopter and how am I gonna do this? I'm gonna get the helicopter. I'm going to spawn. I always say spawn, but I shouldn't say spawn. I'm gonna do a plane axis here. We're gonna put it into the helicopter. We're going to call it char location, the character location. We are going to get the armature, do selection of cursor. So the armature and the empty are in the same location. We're going to make the empty a parent of the helicopter. I remember this is like some extra steps here, but I just want to make sure everything's kind of set here. And then we're gonna put the armature as a child of the empty. And now I can move this empty. And it's moving, this is moving with the helicopter. I'm gonna have to work it, put this on a different render here so it renders a little better. There we go. And we're moving. And now I can use this empty so I don't mess anything up. They're T-posing. I'm gonna just, for my sake, I'm going to make sure they're not T-posing. So we're gonna do viewport in front so I can see the bones. I'm gonna select the bones, control tab to go into pose mode. And just put the arms down. No T-pose here. Alright, we'll do right at the side. Right there. Maybe we'll bend the arm a little bit so it doesn't look ridiculous. Oh my god, this zoom is intense. Arm like that. We will move the hands like this. This is just because I'm gonna draw this in with like the grease pencil eventually. So anyway, so there we go. We got that going. We don't want to see the armature, but we do want to see where they're standing. Good stuff. Okay, and then I'll do my final thing so I can finish the stream, is set up the camera correctly here. Not correctly, but just somewhere where I can think about it when I get back. Let me make sure I can just put this in the right place there. There we go. There we go. Okay. So let's get this camera in a position I like. Alright, so if we look at our animation, what I have here is we go in the camera, we punch into the helicopter, and then she moves forward to the edge and then looks down, right? So let's just put in at least the forward move, right? So we will do something like this. This is her hitting the top there. Alright. We'll do a move like this. Okay. We'll start it from the beginning. We'll do a keyframe on the character there. So boom. We'll move forward. And then we'll just have her move to the edge, right? So right there, right? That's pretty much the edge. Is she gonna hit her forehead? No, she perfectly just misses it, right? Barely, just her height. Okay, so there we go, and then we hit I, and now we could do our movement, right? So she goes in. We'll move this keyframes because I want her to stand there for like a quick second. Now that I'm seeing her in place, I can really figure out this camera. Like, should it be 18 or should I do like a 50? Like, should I do something like this? I think the camera should probably move a little too... Just so I have control of where the camera is looking, what I'm going to do is the camera already has a camera focus, so let's figure out where that is. It's on the tail. So let's move that to the cursor. So selection of cursor. We're going to make it smaller so we can see it. It's like a little orb there. It's already parented to the helicopter. And we're going to do a constraint on the camera. I love this constraint. Been using it for like the past hour. So track 2, and we'll do camera focus 1. It's looking at the orb, so that's obviously not good. So we'll bring it over here to where that is, and we'll bring it up. There we go, and then we can kind of control. But then we're following. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna unparent it, and we're gonna keep transformations. There we go. So now I can control where the camera's looking. The helicopter can move. We'll move the camera down if it allows me to. There we go. How do you feel about Games of Thrones Season 8? Oh, Kelly, I have to be honest with you. I didn't watch Game of Thrones. But I hear the 8th is the last season, right? That's the one everybody hated. I assume that you hated that one too. It was all dark or something. It tanked hard. Yeah, it's a very controversial one. Is it controversial because like nothing was like solved or whatever, or was it just because like it looked bad? And I assume they didn't follow through with anything. There you go. Right.
All right, let's bring that beat back.
Kelly says, no, they rushed it to the point that they just torched main characters' story arcs. It started going bad after season 5 because there were only 5 books written at the time, each season being 1. Hello from Russia, free mix. Good to see you from Russia. The rest of them pulling stuff out of their arse. I'm still going through withdrawal from how bad the show fell off the cliff. Loss of Dexter ended poorly. Too. That's interesting because like it was such a good show. Everybody loved it, so it's crazy that they just destroyed it, and it basically makes all the other seasons just kind of like nil, like nothing. For Dexter, yeah, they ruined it, but they also didn't they just bring it back? Is it doing? I don't know if it's doing well, but they did bring Dexter back, so they do have some hope for, for that one, or whatever. All right, there you go. Camera. I like this shot particular because I can see the city and I like it. Yeah, there's no point in rewatching Game of Thrones knowing how it ends. I heard the new Dexter isn't much of an improvement, but I would be widely mistaken. I could be widely mistaken. Well, that sucks all around. And yeah, isn't it crazy? Yeah, like it makes all of Game of Thrones just not watchable again. You know, like you did it. I guess it's like a Lost situation, right? They pulled a Lost, maybe worse than Lost, since like I assume Game of Thrones was even bigger than Lost. All right, so I got the animation, I got the shot. I really didn't want to go that far into it. From the video, let's see what we got next. We'll save it. We'll take a gander at it a couple times, and then I'll start saying my goodbyes. But let's see where we are. So yeah, so the note that was given to me here was she should be in the middle, which I did put her in the middle. So that's good. And for this shot, she puts her hand up, turns on her goggles. We punch in just to get, that the goggles are turning on or whatever. So, shing! She looks down, and then we cut to the building, and then we look down into the feet area. We can see her feet, we can see the building, and then the scan starts to happen. I think I'm going to do that in a different Blender file too, because it's going to be a whole thing. Then she turns on her little phaser thing on her chest. It'll turn on. She'll turn on. Boom. And then she will jump from the helicopter down. Well, not jump, but kind of like fall in, and then she'll fall down. And that'll be great. I'm excited to get to that part. I didn't see the point in the new Dexter, and the ending of the first season of New Blood doesn't really leave it anywhere to go. It's just that George R. Martin didn't hurry up with the rest of the books. He just raked in the cash. I'm sure there's and then Kelly says to Ferd, was it really though? They could have done a much better job, but they wanted to move on with their Star Wars job. Yeah, they did. That they wound up not getting it. I was reading that, I can imagine that George, not JRR, George R. Martin, under a lot of pressure of a successful show, successful books, and just like, all right, guy, right at the end, no pressure, boy. Oh man. All right, so we got the shot. Let's open it up in the main sequence editor here. We have to import it in. I have S01, 0101, 0102. So we're gonna link it in. Let's link it, and we have it on close-up scenes, and then we'll have scene 0301. We linked it in. We'll shove it in here. Boom. We'll do that. For now. All right, let's give it a look here. So the helicopter goes, boom. It comes in. Obviously, they can use some work there. Boom. We come in. Boom. then, well, the next stream, I'll either already have this animated, some of it animated, but we'll be going into her putting up her hand to her head. We'll turn it on. We'll do a punch in. We'll look down. We'll do the leg down thing, and then we'll go from there. So there we go. So we'll do that. Boom, and then punch it in. Let's read what you guys have been writing here. Ooh, I saw an error here. What happened? Was there an error? I'm gonna go here. I'm gonna close it. Let's see what you guys say. Kelly says, I think George gave them enough of an outline for them to finish it as well, but they just chose to rush it. Maybe it was a perfect storm situation. Effectively destroying their whole show. I think that's what you're writing, destroying their show. But yeah, it should be textbook study for how not to do a series. Yeah, it's done at this point. People like me will always complain about it though. There aren't many shows that have good momentum all the way through. I don't know if Hollywood is smart enough to learn from their mistakes these days. Fred says, I was pleasantly surprised of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Too bad it's not canon in the MCU. Yeah, they totally did not make that canon. Oh man. Alright. So to recap for the last few watchers out there, we got the scenes. Here's what we got so far. We have one main scene here. We're doing all of them linked through these files, which is great. So we got, boom, the helicopter coming in. Boom, helicopter pushing in. We reveal the building, and we punch into the helicopter. She comes out, and then we can continue from there. There's definitely, I wish I can work on this forever, but I think this is a good stopping point. And I got all my shots here. Go in, boom, boom, come out, feeling good. All right. I think this is where I'll call it a stopping point here. I hope you guys enjoyed your time here. Ferd, always thank you for stopping by. Evelyn was here. Diego was here. Thanks to them. Somebody else was here from Russia. Free Mix from Russia. Thank you for stopping by. Evelyn, Spitfire as always, and Kelly. Oh, and Burned stopped by, which was great. And Alexander Cardivar, thank you for stopping by. But Kelly, thank you so much for your recommendation. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for boosting up my ego a little bit. Thank you for the suggestions on the tutorials and the Patreon and the super chats. I super appreciate you. You really put a fire under me to get that all set up and ready to go. So I'll set that up, and I will definitely send out a notification. I guess in the community tab of YouTube is where I'll post it. But I definitely should probably get like a Twitter where I can announce stuff too. So, I'll make a Twitter for announcements. I'll get all this going. But thank you guys for stopping by. I appreciate every single one of you guys. Any final questions or, any final thoughts? I see we were talking about Boba Fett. I have not seen it. But Fennec is great. I don't even watch Boba Fett, but I am probably going to watch it because I found out that they have those Mando episodes, the Mandalorian episodes. And I like the Mandalorian more than I like Boba Fett, so... Yes, Kelly. Next stream. I'll have that super chat set up. The Patreon, I'll work through that. And I have a few tutorials to make, but I'll definitely keep in mind the tutorials you want to see, which is tune shader and procedural environments and stuff. So, once again, thank you. Have a wonderful night or day. I don't know where you guys are at. Well, I know Ferd. Have a good night, Ferd. But yeah, thank you guys for stopping by the stream. Take care. City of Marion with electric tune shader. All right, I'll think about that. That electric tune shader. And goodbye. This is my like goodbye here. Woo! Whoa! All right, sorry, I'm being silly here. Have a good night. Take care.